Devin Shore is fresh off signing a 2-year contract extension with the Edmonton Oilers. As we here at Oilers TV are pleased to be joined by the man himself. Devin, congratulations to you and your family on the new contract. Why did you feel like re-signing with Edmonton was the best fit for you at this stage of your career?
Well, I love the group, and I really believe in the team, and it's I know I was only there for last year, and obviously things didn't end the way we wanted to, but I had a lot of fun, and I was fortunately able to carve out a bit of a role. But it's a great dressing room, and I'm sure every Oiler fan knows there's a lot to bring on the ice there. So it's an exciting group to be a part of, and hopefully we can keep making steps forward.
Devin, let's backtrack to the start of this season and even the weeks leading up to it. December 29th, 2020, you signed a PTO here in Edmonton and eventually work your way to a 1-year contract. To now have a 2-year contract extension, how do you describe your own individual journey over the last 7 months or so?
Exactly that. That's what it's been. It's been a real journey. And a lot of pro hockey players go through it. Some off seasons are a little more stressful than others. And the last off season was definitely a stressful one, but just grateful for the opportunity. I was very thankful to the Oilers organization, to take a chance on me last December. And yeah, like just looking, like I said, I'm really excited about this team, and I don't take this job for granted. It's a privilege to play in this league, and so just really excited to keep taking some steps forward here.
You mentioned carving out a role in the first answer that you gave, but to dive in more specifically on that, how did you feel like your game progressed over the year in Edmonton?
I think it got better as we got along, as we went along there. I think if you're being honest, just the last off season, you do everything you can to be prepared and to stay mentally tough. But I think if you're being honest, it might put a little bit of a hit to your confidence. It's certainly no excuse, but as you get to know the guys better and you earn your teammates' trust first and foremost, and hopefully earn the coach's trust a bit. The shoulders start to loosen a bit, and you can start getting into playing your game. And I think I was able to do a decent job of that last year. Looking to improve on that moving forward here.
What does it look like when you're might be battling a little bit of confidence? What does it look like, Devin, when you are working through that?
It's just the daily routine, just finding ways to get better. And if you're doing things and working hard in practice or games or days when you're not playing, you're just slowly building that confidence. It's not something that just comes overnight. And like, listen, like every player goes through it, no matter what your role is. So it's no excuse. It's part of being a pro, and it's just really focusing on things that are within your control to improve, and just trying to find ways, even if they're small ways, just find ways to contribute on a given night to help the team win.
Devin, when you signed the 1-year contract with Edmonton at the start of the year, Edmonton was your 4th team in the last 4 years. To now have a 2-year contract, a multi-year contract in hand in the same place, what does that mean for you and your family in terms of stability?
It's awesome. Yeah, it's big for me and my wife to kind of know a little bit of what the immediate future looks like, which is good. Like it was weird to be bouncing around a little bit, but at the same time, very, very grateful. Like I enjoyed my time in all those teams and organizations that I was fortunate enough to play on, and like I said before, it's a special league, and some days are a little more stressful than others, but there really are no bad days in the NHL. So to be able to settle in a little bit and keep building on it, that's something I'm going to really focus on. Is take some of the good stuff that went on this year, and then also look at stuff that you can improve on, and just keep working.
Now, going back to the ice, of course, the team is coming off a disappointing result in the playoffs against the Winnipeg Jets. Devin, how do you and your teammates look at that and use it as motivation heading into your off-season training and eventually into training camp come September?
Yeah, I think it needs to be exactly that. It was a very disappointing result. I know nobody in our whole organization foresaw that one coming. I thought we played some good hockey for long stretches of time, 3 overtime games, but at the same time, nobody in that room is going to use that as an excuse. You're always looking for ways to get better in the off season, and this off season will be no different. But I think for sure it'll be good to use that as motivation, add fuel to the fire to come back hungry next year.
And speaking of the off season, what does your off season look like in terms of where you're staying? I know you're out in East Coast right now. When you resume training, and which aspects of the game you'll be kind of focused on in your training?
Yeah, it's nice to have some downtime right now. We got a cottage out in just outside of Halifax, so I'll be here for a little bit, and then in a week or so I've been doing some at home workouts here. We're all used to those by now. But it'll be nice to get back in the gym and on the ice. And I like to skate a lot during the off season, and it's a shorter off season this year, so looking to get back on the ice quickly as possible. And there's always things you want to work on. You want to round out your game as well as you can, but at the same time, by now I know what parts of my game really need to be in place for me to be successful. So I'm going to really work on hammering those down and looking for little things to improve on as well.
So year by year in the off season, do you keep it a routine, or do you kind of like to mix it up every off season or so?
It's a pretty, I think all pro athletes are creatures of routine and habit. So most of the off season looks similar. That being said, you're always being open-minded to see if there's little things you can pick up, whether it's, and it doesn't have to be always on the ice, whether it's a certain nutrition thing or a different way of training. Guys are always looking to do anything to get that edge. So you recognize what works for you, and you try to keep that going, while at the same time keeping an open mind to find little ways to improve.
Devin, you mentioned you're on the East Coast. I gotta ask you, how is the golf game so far?
It's pretty good. I'm not scoring the way I'd like to, but I'm striking the ball okay. So if you can get around the course, striking the ball all right, it makes for a fun round, but looking to improve the short game, as I'm sure every golfer is.
I'm sure you're playing a lot of courses along the ocean. Be honest, how many balls on average do you lose to that water?
Well, yeah, like my miss is right. My miss is a right-handed golfer, so I miss slice. So if you're teeing the ball up and the whole right side of the fairway is ocean, then you're definitely aiming left, and hopefully it kind of turns into a baby cut instead of a slice.
Well, you mentioned in the interview, there's no bad day in the NHL. It certainly was a great day to have you on Oilers TV. Thanks so much for doing this, Devin. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate the time.